Shalom. Tomorrow we're reading Parashat Balak. The majority of it talks about blessings. It says, "Lo ta'or etam ki baruchu," that do not curse Israel because they are already blessed. Ve'ar b'lam ki tov be'an Hashem lebarech et Israel, that it is favorable for God to bless the Jews. So I wanted to spend a few more minutes with you to talk about the sugya, the concept of blessing. Number one, what does a blessing mean? Bless something, bless you, bless God. What does it mean? Number two, when I want to talk about the concept of blessing God, Baruch Atah Hashem, when we eat, when we drink water, or when put on tefillin, what does really mean? Now, the third thing is, who can really bless? Who is capable and qualified to bless the Jewish people? And the third thing is that we do know that some people travel long distance to get a blessing from rabbis. Is it really necessary, or we can go to God directly? And a few words about the priestly blessing and what does it mean. And I'm not going to address it in that particular order, but hopefully that at the end all these points will be explained. Now, the first thing is what blessing means. Blessing in Hebrew means beracha. Beracha means to draw down. In the story of Eliezer, when he went to Aram to find the wife for Yitzhak, he said "Vayabrecha gemali," means he put them down. Also, bracha is the same shoresh as bricha, which means collection of water. So what does it mean is that we are trying to draw abundance and goodness and plethora of good things from heavens to us, or to those that surround us and that we want them to be blessed. So that is the meaning of beracha. So it is bringing down, and it is meaning of abundance, a lot of health, a lot of wealth, a lot of happiness, arichut yamim, and everything that is good. Now, what does it mean when we want to eat an orange, for example, to say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Borei Parayis, blessed are you that you created the fruit of the trees? What does it mean? I mean, Hashem is the source of the beracha. He doesn't need to be blessed. What does that mean? It means that we are really we are recognizing that the goodness of Hashem, of God, with His creation, when we eat an apple, and it is we recognize that when we do the blessing, it's a lot more than expressing gratitude to Hashem that He created this magnificent fruit, His presence, His creation became much more obvious and meaningful than with this creation. The same thing is when we smell something nice, we do beracha. We are expressing the greatness of Hashem, and the same thing is when we do the mitzvot through His commandment. It's an expression of the greatness of Hashem. And when also we hear thunder, when we see rainbow, and that is expression of the greatness of Hashem. So what does it mean is that we are bringing down to the material life spirituality, and this is the whole concept of our presence on this earth. Number one is to make the name of Hashem is more glorified, and also to bring spirituality to anything mundane that we do. So that's the meaning. So now, who really can bless? I mean, basically, the Kohanim, the priests, are commanded to bless Israel. أشياء كدشان مصطفى زبانو أشياء كدشان مصطفى لبارك عمو إسرائيل بأهبة that we are the Kohanim said that we are commanded to bless the Jewish with love, and also so that is for sure. Now there is tradition that the sandak, the person who sits on the chair of and holding the baby during Brit Milah, they do also bless other people. We do know that the Hatan, after the Huppah, because on that day his avonot are forgiven, and the reason is that for him, and there is a cute interpretation that him and his wife, because if there is, God forbid, something bad that happened, no one can blame because of the sins of the other one. He said, Hashem said, now you are doing Mizvat Priya Veribya. We're gonna start with new page, white page. There is no sin, and that tzaddikim, they can bless other people, and the chances of the blessing come true is higher. So they bless people. We understand that. Also the sandak, he is holding a baby that we are machnisim oto bebrito shel Avraham Avinu, that is coming to the covenant. We do know that Milah is considered as important as all the other mitzvot, so it is proper. However, in fact, the reason that I wanted to delve into this issue more is that we do know that people go to long distance to get blessing of rabbis, and they go to Israel, they go to Montreal. So is it necessary to do that, or it is not? So there is story that is mentioned the Hafez Hayim, that one time a person came from Vienna to Poland, now it is Belarus, in Radin, where he lived, to get a blessing. So he came, and he heard that, he asked him, I heard that you came from Vienna. He blessed him and told me, I heard you are from Vienna. I said, yes, Rabbi. He told him, and Vienna, for Austria, then he has to go to the Czech Republic, then to Poland, and then to Belarus. And at that time there were no cars. Maybe he came by train, but it took him probably a few days until he gets there. He told him, Hafez Haim told him that I am obligated because I'm Kohen to bless you, and I did bless you. However, I want to ask you, don't you have Chumash? In Chumash it says, if you listen to me, that you have abundance of bountiness. If you read the mitzvot on Maaser Ani, in the Chumash it says what are the things that you can do to be blessed, and so you really didn't need to do that. After all, there is no question that the berachot is from Hashem. I mean, I am only a vehicle. I'm asking Hashem to give you the blessing. You could ask him directly. So this is clearly an approach of the Letaim that you really don't need. You can go direct to Hashem. However, there is value of asking rabbis and teachers for their blessing, and we learn that from the Torah. We start from Abraham Avinu, that Hashem told him that and then Yitzhak, he wanted to bless Yaakov and Esav. And we do know Yaakov also, Perashat Vaychi, all of the majority of it is, or good part of it is, how he blessed his children. We know that. So it is precedence. So if somebody says that, of course, these are family and they are blessing their own children, it is well understood. However, Moshe in Parashat Zot Beracha, he blessed all the Jewish people. Moshe Rabbeinu, our teacher, blessed us all. So there is very, very, very important precedent that we ask and seek the blessing of rabbis. So now, with that we can understand that for those who travel long distance to ask for to entreat God, to ask the tzaddikim to entreat in front of God on their behalf to have blessing, we can understand because it has very strong presence in the Torah. Of course, we have to be very careful from those, and I'm sure that many of us did so, that they give you a blessing for a price for their institution, and God knows where that money or that funds will go to. So somebody has to be careful. If somebody really actively seek to give beracha to others, you have to be really suspicious, not take it lightly. So now, how about everyone else? Can we bless each other? Tonight is Friday night. We are going to bless our children. And can we do that? In fact, we can. Because Hashem said, Hashem gave the power to the Abraham and to his children to bless others, and we can. And when we bless somebody, when we say if somebody is having rough time, I hope that you will have refuah shelema. I hope that your financial problem will be resolved. I hope that your legal problems will be resolved. And he says it with affection and love. What is he doing is that he's opening tzinorot, pipes from heavens to earth, for him for that goodness that he's blessing him, that he will have to be open, and it will flow freely to that person. But as we mentioned before, it has to be done with love. We do know that if Kohen does not like or hate somebody who is in the kahal, they say that he's not allowed really to say the beracha. It must be done with love. And how about if I am Israel? Can I do beracha? We can, and we can rely on that that all of you, the people of Israel, they should be kingdom of priests and holy people. So we can and we should bless each other. When we say Shabbat Shalom, when we say Shana Tova, if it is done if it is said with Allah Ma'ak, Hashem with you, when we say goodbye to somebody, if it was said with love, with warmth, with sincerity, and with tmimut, with all the heart, it is the biggest blessing, and it will for sure, the society and the community and the kahal will be much better place. So in summary, everyone can give a blessing, and everyone does need a blessing every single minute of our life. Shabbat Shalom, and as we mentioned before, ki tov ve'anei Hashem lebarech et Israel. Hashem loves us, and Shabbat Shalom.